Hey, John.
Hey Eric, how's it going?
It's going actually some positives, some negatives. I mean, it was Mother's Day
Okay,
this
yes,
past weekend, and every week my wife asked me to plant flowers and make the front flower bed look very pretty for her. And I did, and I remembered that it was pansies she liked instead of petunias because I
okay,
can search the webcast, the podcast. I can search the
okay.
podcast.
That's handy.
Um, and then we went and saw a movie, The Sheep Detectives.
Okay.
Was actually kind of fun. So it's about these sheep who solve their shepherd's murder.
I saw the preview of
A
that,
preview. It's
or
Hugh
like a
Jackman
yeah.
is the shepherd who gets murdered. Anyways,
I'm sure I
it's
saw it when I was watching Project Hail Mary.
yes, it's fun. It's a little long, but it's fun. And so we had so those were on the positive side.
Okay,
On the other side, it's turn your sprinklers on season. So
yes.
I turned my sprinklers on and went walking around checking all my sprinklers. And there's some bubbling water when the sprinklers should be off coming from a location in my front lawn
Uh-oh.
and digging a hole. It's not a simple fix. It's not just like a sprinkler head that's cracked or anything. It's the main water line from well, it's the main sprinkler water line.
Yeah.
So where you turn the sprinklers on and off. So I had to turn my sprinklers off, which it's not too big a deal at this time of year because it's still kind of cold. It rained today, so not a big deal. But we're going to be gone for 2 weeks
Kind of
for
need it go up and going.
wedding stuff. I would like it to be going. So I I had a guy come by and he's like, I can fix it, but I'm really busy this week. Can I come next week? Like, you can come next week as long as you don't mind texting me and me not being home. And he's like, yep, I don't need anything to get it all repaired. I know what the problem is. I can get it all fixed and finished, and
But can you
I
turn
said,
it on remotely?
I can open the garage remotely, let him
Okay.
go in and check the thing on the inside. But he said, I can do everything except turn your automatic sprinkler, you like turn it to
Yeah.
automated on. I can test
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
make sure it all works. Everything can
He
work
has
without me being
electricity.
there.
He can close a circuit.
Yes. Yes. He can test everything without me being there. He's just, if you want me to turn it on before you leave, I'll have to have you open the garage. I'm like, I can do that. So
Handy.
hopefully that'll get fixed. And while he's out, I said, can you just look at every single one of them? Don't just fix this one.
Yes.
If there's some sprinkler heads that are in disrepair, let's just,
Just replace them.
if you're here,
It's
let's
a
just make it. So
$25 part.
exactly, like stuff I could do myself, but you know what? I don't want to.
Yes.
So
Yes.
uh, anyway, so that was on the negative side, and then on the side, I've been using Claude for personal just projects, and last night I was up to 80% of my weekly limit, and it's only Tuesday night last night. I'm like, what else am I going to do? So I'll just use Copilot or something else. So this afternoon, when I went and looked to see what can I spend my 20% remaining on, Claude said, "Oh, you're at only 40% of your weekly limit." So somehow,
Oh,
overnight, I got a magic 40 extra percent. So I started using it up, tweaking my little personal projects
that's
again.
awesome.
So I don't know how Claude does their math, but clearly it is not linear.
It, I think they change. Well, you should check their blog. Sometimes they'll do a blog post that says, "And we basically, gave everybody a free couple days of whatever." But
Something.
yeah,
So
mm,
this is not the first time. I feel like it seems to almost be right. It never goes up. It goes up faster than it does on other days, but if it ever changes, it always changes in
in your
my
favor,
favor, which
token
exactly
error in your
is
favor.
okay. I'm cool with that. So Anyways, so that was me. I know you're out and about this
I
week.
am. I'm out here in the big state of Texas. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. On that model side, though, kind of ending where you are. So I've been trying to get some dev harnesses working well with some like larger on open weight models, the Quen 27B and the Gemma 4 31B, which I can run on some hardware that I've got at home, and they're just not. I had a friend here tell me that I was
Yeah.
using the wrong harness today or this week. So I've got some other
Ah.
stuff to test when I'm home, because I've been trying to figure out a good way to kind of combine the Frontier like for prompt writing and then use some of the local model for actual execution on some things. Anyway, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Fun playing around. But let's see. So I got to go down to Corvallis for dinner on Friday night, which was awesome. We got to go to American Dream Pizza, which that pizza is just ridiculously good. It's really, 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 really good. But so that was nice. And then we had Mother's Day, which was also very good. We generally try and do a project of some sort as one of the things my family, I guess, but my wife likes to do on that. And
Uh-huh.
so we did a little bit there, but on the B front, so I think we recorded early last week, Tuesday, because on Wednesday, a buddy and I were
Mm-hmm.
going to go pick up 2 more hives from the
Right.
lady who was getting rid of them. And when we got, so we did. He went. We got in the truck. We got it all moved and everything. But when I was like, "What about the second one?" She was like, "Oh no, sorry, I'm not sure about what other one I'm going to get rid of. So I'm only going to give you, not give, but sell you one." And so I was like, bummer. I was kind of hoping for 2, but really, honestly, I don't need that many because now I have 6. I went from 0 to 6 very quickly. And at my wife's behest, because she is a very smart person, I actually put out an empty box before I left too. So, because if 2 swarms hived themselves in empty boxes, maybe I should just leave out an empty box.
See if
Why
you do
not?
get that 7.
But I did. I gave them their second mite treatment on Saturday, and they're doing good, bang up. So that's exciting.
Okay.
And yeah, I think 6 is plenty enough. But I did. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this. Sort of depends, because I'm actually going to land tomorrow at like afternoon. Plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
The coffee roasting company should be open. So my
Oh,
plan
so you
is
can
to
steal some
go
more bags
not
without
steal.
looking like a criminal.
Don't use the word steal. It's repurpose,
Acquire.
reduce, reuse, recycle. This is on the reuse side.
Uh-huh.
But the last time I went there in the daylight, there was a person there who was like, "Oh yeah, here you go." So anyway, I might get some more bags, or I might get told, "Hey, what?" Anyway, we'll see.
Hmm.
Because I
Okay.
used up everything that I got practically,
Hmm.
which I was
Right.
anyway. So anyway, that'll be a maybe funny thing that
Okay.
happen. I don't know what'll happen tomorrow, but I'll
Okay.
be right there. Why wouldn't I? Literally.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, probably because I kind of got semi in trouble last time. It's probably the way why most people would say you wouldn't do it. But anyway, that's okay.
Well, but at least you got good barbecue there in Texas.
Are you kidding me? No,
Sorry.
I know, right?
I saw your note,
Uh,
so that was a
yeah.
opportunistic dig.
Thanks. I appreciate
Sorry.
it. I appreciate it. Yeah. Anyway, I was like, I figured I'd go
It's not
tonight
one.
actually, but
It's not like we won't be back.
and it's not like I need it, but anyway. But yeah, that is sad.
Okay.
That's pretty bad. Come to Texas and not get barbecue is like I'm letting somebody
Yeah.
down, but
Mostly you.
mostly myself.
A little bit me too.
Vicarious barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. How about
Uh,
topics tonight?
okay, we've talked about Claude Mythos before and how
A couple
Claude
times.
Anthropic came out with this new model that seemed pretty powerful, and they gave a preview to a certain set of companies to say, hey, this thing actually finds a lot of stuff. So Firefox, the web browser, which prides itself on being very secure, Claude Mythos found 271 vulnerabilities in Firefox in a single pass. So Claude Opus 4.6 in a similar test only found 22.
Wow.
So the preview version of Claude Mythos found those 271 vulnerabilities that had survived decades of humans looking at automated fuzzing tools, etc.
Wow.
So Mozilla has spent the last while working around the clock to fix these issues, and Mythos there is now being credited of finding bugs that humans have missed for decades.
Wow.
Including a 27-year-old bug in OpenBSD and a 16-year-old flaw in FFmpeg. Anyways, the Firefox CTO described a sense of vertigo after seeing the results.
Wow.
In 2025, finding just one of these type of vulnerabilities suggested that it meant it would have been a red alert event. Finding 271 at once, the CTO suggests that AI has fundamentally shifted the baseline of what secure code looks like. So beyond just finding single bugs, Mythos demonstrated vulnerability chaining, so the ability to combine multiple low-level issues into a single critical exploit that can escape the sandboxes.
Ooh.
So Bobby Hawley, the Firefox CTO, would argue that we're entering into an era where software defects are finite because AI can finally find them all. Find them all? I think there's always going to be some. But potentially giving defenders a decisive win for the first time in history. It's a double-edged sword, though, and Anthropic admits the same capabilities that help defenders can also help the bad guys.
Of course.
So Mythos is not being released to the public, apparently according to Anthropic for now.
Yeah.
So there are already reports of small groups of unauthorized users gaining access to Mythos via a third-party vendor.
Interesting.
And while Mythos is capable of kind of elite human researcher, it also works at scale humans can't. So
yeah,
I think the key takeaway is that the security through obscurity era, if it ever was an era, is really and for truly over. 271 bugs hiding in Firefox, one of the most scrutinized code bases on Earth. And I guess every piece of enterprise software is likely riddled with discoverable flaws. So the race is on to see who can find these, use these Mythos class models first, and the companies protecting the code or the hackers looking to break it. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we shall see.
When I saw your topic, I had noticed that on Patch Tuesday, Microsoft had claimed that their internal AI-driven vulnerability discovery system, evidently called M-, found 16 of the 118 bugs patched in Patch Tuesday.
Nice.
That's going to be... That number is going to have
a different number when Mythos has
more.
has a scan on it.
Yeah, like, is Microsoft going to trickle them out? Yeah. So that's using Copilot, which Microsoft isn't really clear on always like what model that means. But they have had a OpenAI partnership for quite a long time. And OpenAI is supposedly coming out with their Mythos scale vulnerability detector. So I haven't seen data about it yet, but we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see. Okay, the topic I chose, the bug release on this was actually at the end of April. This is a copy fail, which was a Linux kernel local privileged escalation But the article from Cloudflare on how Cloudflare responded to this was what I thought was really, I thought this was interesting and a good read, a really good read. Because Cloudflare runs an enormous fleet of Linux boxes.
Uh-huh.
I think it said they had 330 plus cities. If the number of actual devices was in the article, I didn't catch it, but I'm sure that number is in the many thousands. And they run a whole bunch of different long-term support kernel versions. So this Linux kernel local privilege escalation basically means that hyperscalers like Cloudflare had to be like asking themselves, how fast can we patch the planet? So the blog goes into quite a bit of detail, which was awesome. Like Cloudflare writes some good blogs, but because they assessed the exploitability, validated that they had protections already in place that would detect via behavioral detection if this happened in their environment, even without patching, and then identified mitigations that vulnerability specific mitigations that they were able to deploy before actually rolling out the updated kernel within order of just days. And I mean the number of systems they had to patch must have been enormous. So it's kind of the story of a modern infrastructure response to an infrastructure defect that I thought was really interesting and a good read on this. Local privilege escalation bugs are not really local in the real world. So container hosts, continuous integration runners, edge nodes, shared compute environments, privilege escalation can turn like one foothold into root on the box. So the interesting thing here isn't the vulnerability; it's operational maturity required to determine exposure, and not just across different environments, but also against different kernel trains. Like they didn't actually say what all versions they support, and they have in the fleet, but presumably many. And because I'm sure they've got many different generations of hardware in place, and tested versions, and they did mention in there they have a approximately weekly rebuild to include security patches, and then a reboot deployment update on reboot across the fleet that happens in staggered time. But so I think not many of us probably run that many Linux systems, but for those that do, staying on top of the patching and attempting to patch, or at least be able to identify the exploitation if it exists while you work on the patch at AI speeds, is that is the thing to watch and to be able to do like as we go. It's going to be continue to be a very, very interesting world. But I think this kind of dovetails nicely with yours in the how many more of these are we going to see this year?
I'm going to guess it's going to be a large number. So
I will not take that bet.
Because you're not a dumb man.
Yeah. So anyway, you should go read the article. It's good. It's really good. So all right,
I will check it out.
How about something fun?
Okay, scorpions.
I like scorpions. Well,
I don't see a lot of them around here.
Pictures of scorpions. I'm not sure that I would actually want to live at a place where there were scorpions.
No. I have a niece. I have family down in Arizona, and I have a niece who was stung by a scorpion.
Oh,
not pleasant.
I bet.
Scorpions are heavy metal. I mean, I think there's a heavy metal band called the Scorpions. I want to say, I did not. Anyways, scientists at the Smithsonian just confirmed that scorpions aren't just tough, they are chemically reinforced with metal. Now, apparently we've known for some time that they have metal in them, but the stingers and the pincers are strategically alloyed, air quote, alloyed, with iron, zinc, and manganese.
What?
So if you look at a scorpion stinger under the microscope, the metals aren't just mixed randomly. It's layered like a multicolored popsicle. Zinc is concentrated at the very tip for sharpness.
Interesting.
And manganese stacked below it for structural support.
Wow.
Apparently scorpions seem to have some kind of budget for metal, and studies have found that these species with heavy zinc reinforcement in their stingers usually have less in their claws or vice versa. So the scorpions with giant beefy claws, like emperor scorpions, actually have less metal, and they rely more on muscle and size to crush their prey. But the sniper scorpions, the tiny, delicate pincers, have the most metal because the claws are thin and prone to breaking. They reinforce them with iron and zinc to make them fast and hard rather than big and heavy.
Huh.
And so, unlike other body parts, other parts of their body, adult scorpions cannot repair their weapons. So if a stinger breaks, it's broken for life.
Oh,
and the metal reinforcement is essentially built-in insurance to ensure that the tools last their entire lives. And it's not just scorpions. Apparently, there are other metalheads in the insect world. Ants, wasps, centipedes also use heavy metals to harden their jaws and teeth.
Huh.
So, just a cool trivia point. Scorpions have survived for 450 million years, and part of that reason is advanced metallurgy to build high-performance weaponry long before humans figured out how to sharpen a stone.
That's so cool.
There you go. Fun facts.
Okay.
Scorpions are metalheads.
That's awesome.
Or metal stingers. There you go. That's my fun fact of the week. My something fun this week.
I had no idea. I don't think I also realized quite how old scorpions were, but wonder about the giant ones. Okay.
Like from Clash of the Titans, those giant ones. You've seen the movie, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Seen that. I actually have
it's
seen
like
that
from
movie.
The 80s.
But didn't they have some giant there were some gigantic insects back in not Jurassic. Anyway,
I've seen all the Jurassic Parks too, so
that was
big insects.
That was what I meant. Okay, my something fun is another James Webb. Because this paper came out that I guess it was yesterday that James Webb Telescope reveals the clearest map ever of the universe's cosmic web, and they did this by mapping 164,000 galaxies and traced back to when the universe was only about 1 billion years old. So this is like essentially the large-scale skeleton of the universe, filaments of matter where galaxies form, separated by enormous voids. So seeing it early and as clearly as we can to date helps test models of dark matter, galaxy formation, etc. There's an image in the article that looks okay, but I suspect there will be more coming. But it says the result comes from the Cosmos Web survey using JWST observations of the 164,000 plus galaxies. JWST's infrared sensitivity helps observe extremely distant galaxies whose light has been stretched, right? So the redshift, the farther away / older it is, the more it's shifted. So that's, okay. I don't know, exciting. I am so happy that the James Webb finally went up. I guess this was now 4 years ago. Did it go at
We should
2021?
probably check our
I should
podcast.
probably check the
We talked
facts.
about the launch.
Yeah, it was a something fun for sure. But I think the cool thing is like it's not just finding galaxies. It's like the early universe and cosmology moving from sort of statistical inference towards something that feels like cartography, which is awesome. Like
yeah.
I guess a big open question is what current theories or understanding is this going to put into question for how galaxies form and behave?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, fun to read.
Cool. I will have to go check it out.
Astronomist, I guess. Astronomer. Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Well, something like that.
Or we should all be.
Something like that.
It's fun stuff. Awesome.
All right, my friend.
Thanks, John.
Late here. I will crash and
safe travels coming back tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'll talk to you later, Eric.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.